Hey everybody, what's up? I'm on a quick break from work here, so I wanted to share something with you real quick. A moment I had with myself today, a little something that kind of happened that I got inspired, and so I wanted to jump out in my car real quick in the parking lot, get away from some people so they don't ask me why I'm the weird guy taking videos. Not that I really care what people think, but I don't need the interruptions right now. I want to talk to you real quick. I had a moment of deja vu, and most of you guys, hopefully all of you, know what deja vu is. It's a certain kind of thing that happens when you look around and you go, wow, man, this is all so familiar. I'm pretty sure I've been here before. I've been through this. Everything starts to sync up a little bit with a different thing. Now, scientists have been studying this for a while, and the best that they've really been able to come up with is, from a scientific standpoint, is that deja vu is when your eyes and your brain have a slight disconnect. They're not quite in sync, and what happens is your eyes send the information to your brain twice. That's the best scientists can come up with right now, is essentially that your brain gets the information but doesn't process it, and then it starts processing it, and because it's already gotten the information, it looks like a stutter step in the fabric of the universe. That's a really good scientific explanation, and there's probably some merit to it. It doesn't really explain why that would happen, and as a science-minded guy, obviously I'm a spiritual guy, but I'm also very science-minded. I think the two go hand in hand. Despite the fact that both sides try to tell you otherwise, a lot of them will say, oh, it's either science or spirituality. You can't have one without the other, and to take the science out of spirituality and vice versa is really kind of narrow-minded. The two go hand in hand. There is a science to spirituality. Obviously, science is the essence of why and how things work, and if spirituality exists, then science is behind it. That's kind of a no-brainer, but people like to argue that the two are opposites, and they're really not. I'm going off on a tangent. Let me get back to deja vu here. Now, I had a moment of deja vu today that was probably the longest running moment I had, close to 5 minutes, sitting with myself in my job and kind of looking around and having an awareness that this was all very familiar. I'd been through this all before, so it got me thinking a little bit. And normally I just dismiss it. I go, oh, cool, deja vu, that's awesome. I kind of like when it happens, and I'll explain why in just a second. Now, the thing I have, this inspired me, and since I'm doing videos now, I wanted to share it with you all. Deja vu is a strange phenomenon, and I believe that there's a spiritual connection to it, or at least one that's a little bit more divine than our brain and our eyes not quite syncing up. And here's the way I look at it. Everything that we do creates energy. Scientists have been able to measure a thought. I'm not going to get into citing my sources. You guys can Google it. Scientists have been able to measure the atomic weight of a human thought. This is a lot bigger news than a lot of people realize, and this could have made headlines all over the world, but we're too busy, worrying about which Kardashian we want to look like, so yay. Here's the deal. Our thoughts are tangible. What goes on up here exists. And it goes out here. A lot of you are religious, so you pray, or you meditate, or you manifest. Maybe you're into the law of attraction, so you're working to manifest things. You already know that your thoughts are energy, and energy has weight, and it is tangible. This energy also interacts with other energies. That's how prayer works. And for those of you who say that prayer is stupid or it doesn't work, it might not for you because you don't believe it. Believe me when I tell you that prayer works. Whether or not God is real in the sense that most people view him as doesn't change the fact that there's science behind spirituality, and that as we think, it comes out and it goes out into whatever dimension, wherever our thoughts go, but they interact and they intertwine with other thoughts. This is how the fabric of the universe works, and this is why there are no coincidences. Every thought you have, every prayer you have, is going to manifest itself somewhere. It's going to intertwine and dance and kind of play this beautiful little thing with other people's thoughts. Again, there are no coincidences in this world. When something really random but really awesome happens, and it looks like a super weird coincidence, those are your thoughts playing with other thoughts and coming back to you in a tangible way. Plain and simple. Prayer works. Meditation works. The law of attraction, putting energy out there, it works. And the reason it works, I just described. Now, I believe that the fabric of the universe, and again, I'm not trying to, challenge anybody's beliefs, but here's where I'm at. If thoughts are energy and energy is real, then we can interfere with it on our own. It can come to us, it can come through us, it can affect our lives. Now, I believe that we all have our path. We're all on a different journey. We're all moving towards something. Whether our subconscious mind or our soul or whatever part of us puts that information out into the world where we're supposed to be. Maybe it's divine. Maybe God knows where we're supposed to be. They say he has a plan and that his plan is infallible and perfect. God knows more about this than I do. I'm ignorant. I'm just a human being with an IQ of like 5, especially compared to the divine holiness of the entire existence of everything. I'm a very, very minute part of the equation. So I'm not going to pretend that I'm not. I'm not saying I'm not important, because I am, but not in the big scale of things. Let's be really, really real here. But as it is, my thoughts and my energies have a certain action to them, and there's a certain reaction to them. Now, I took a job lately where I'm making about half as much money as I'm used to. I took it because I'm trying to focus on other things, and I don't have the time or the patience to try to learn a new skill or to try to continue doing the work that I was doing, because it burned me out, and I'm trying to change up things and do some other things with my life. These videos and this YouTube channel being a very important part of that. I've also got some other things I'm working on. Now, when I put energies out as thoughts, I'm wondering, am I in the right place? Have I made the right decisions? Am I doing the right things with my life? Now, there's signs all over the place, because those thoughts manifest. Now, if you worry you're not going to have enough money, or you worry that you're making mistakes, believe me, you are. Because your worry will create a bad situation for you. That's just how this thing works. Now, if you think about it, though, and you keep an open mind and you don't assign an emotion to it, now you just have thoughts. And my thoughts lately have been, am I making the right decision for myself? Is this where I'm supposed to be? Is this the next step or the right step for me to go forward and learn and grow and continue on my path? I believe it is. I'm pretty sure it is. But without that reaffirmation or that affirmation or that reassurance from the divine that I'm doing the right thing, I'm kind of stuck in limbo going, yeah, maybe this is right. I don't want to waste 3, 4, 5 years making wrong decisions anymore that are going to slow down my life. I've got big things I'm trying to do here, and I need to move forward at an alarmingly awesome pace. Deja vu. If I'm putting out to the world that I'm concerned with where I'm supposed to be, and that maybe I don't quite know my place, but now see, I'm not worrying about it and I'm not assigning an emotion to it. I'm just putting it out there. Am I where I belong for the next step in my growth, personally, spiritually, financially, whatever that means? Now, the universe is going to respond to me, and it's going to either tell me, yes, you're in the right place, or no, you're not. We all have intuition. We all have instinct. We all have known that we were in the wrong place. Most of us stay there because we're too comfortable to get out. A lot of times we're in a situation that we know we're not supposed to be in, and it's a bad situation. And we don't get out, despite all the signs that we're supposed to get out, because we're too comfortable in our situation. And let's face it, doing things we're not used to doing, or making decisions that we're not comfortable making, it's not something most of us want to deal with. Been there a million times over. Gonna be there a million times over. Sometimes the hardest decisions to make are the ones that are the most obvious, but we become so ingrained in the way our life is and how things are that we can't picture anything else, so we hesitate, or we stop. We let fear control us and make these decisions. Deja vu is a sign. It is a sign from the divine. It's a sign, God, the universe, whatever, karma, whatever force you want to assign this. Look, there is a force in the universe. There's a stronger force. There's a much greater force than me. Some of my atheist friends would disagree, but there's life force. Everything gives off energy. So even if you don't believe in God, you believe in love and you believe in energy. And those two things alone create somewhat of a divine situation. So bear with me here, because it's, like I said, science, spirituality, they go hand in hand. Deja vu, to me, is a sign from the universe. It's a sign from God that I'm on the right track and that I'm doing the right thing and that I'm where I'm supposed to be. I look at it as like a waypoint. My life, time is a human construct. It doesn't exist. So from my birth to my death is not linear. It simply exists. It's like a rubber stamp of my entire life just stamped on a piece of paper. It's one-dimensional. I know these are complicated thoughts here sometimes, but time, we made it up to explain why the sun comes up, why the sun goes down, and why our bodies get older and age. But time in and of itself is non-existent, and in the spiritual world, it's certainly non-existent. Those are other videos. I'm getting ahead of myself here and wrapping myself around some things that I really want to get into, but I don't have the time, and I'm not trying to do it for this video. But deja vu is a sign. It's like a checkpoint. If you're in a boating race and you're going 200 miles, you're going to have certain checkpoints. Maybe every 20 miles, you're going to have a buoy out there that tells you you're on the right path. You're still headed the right direction. To me, that's what deja vu is. It's a checkpoint in life. It's a moment in time that doesn't exist, but does, for us anyways, that we're on the right path and we are exactly where we're supposed to be. Celebrate your deja vu. Get excited when it happens, because no matter when it happens or how it hits, it's a sign from the divine that you are exactly where you're supposed to be, doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And I can't think of anything in my life that's more uplifting and more has such an impact on my life than feeling like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. That's a gift. That is a gift from the world. It's a gift from the universe, and it's a gift from God to be that in sync with the world and with how things are. You are in alignment with not only your life, but your spirituality and with God as well. It's a beautiful place to be. I've got to go. Work needs me to get back there. I love you guys. Stay blessed.